Now that we've done text and we've got some things going on with text frames, text boxes per se, how we can thread it, how we can bring it in, we can bring in multiples, we can bring in a Word document, we can do all this stuff. But remember all the fun stuff we did the first couple weeks? We talked about making shapes. How do we get shapes and stuff to work with our text? Well, let's take a look for a second. Let's create a circle. So if you create a circle, like so, and oh, it automatically has a fill, so we don't want any fill on that. So I'm going to come over here to fill and say none. So there we have a fill. I mean, we have a shape right there, and it's got a black stroke on it. If I come and grab my text tool and click over here, I want to put text on a path. If I just click and start typing, it puts the type inside the path. We don't want to do that. So I'm going to grab my move tool and I'm going to undo that. I'm going to select that path again. And this time what I want to do is I want to come and click on the type tool and click and hold to get the hidden tool that's underneath. There's the type on the path tool. So we're going to click on that. We're going to come over here and notice when we have the cursor, see the little plus sign? So I'm going to click here and I'm going to type, this is type on a path. Okay, so if we come back over, click on our text move tool, and I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit by doing command or control plus or minus, and look at that. There's our type on a path. Now, remember when if we have a text frame or text box that has text in it, we have the in and the out points. The out points, a little box at the bottom, there's a box at the top, and if you got too much text in there, the box turns red. Well, right over here are our two in and out points. If you look, let's zoom in a little further yet. Hold down the space bar to get the hand tool. You can see that we have two different lines and boxes. This is how we move these points. If you notice, if you look real close, see right now if I'm over the one line, it has the arrow going to the right, and if I go to the other one, it has the arrow going to the left. The text is going to go all the way around that path until it gets to the end point. So if we grab this one with the arrow going to the right and move it, it moves my type that way. So the start point of the text will move with whatever I move that line. Okay? Now, if I move over here, let me zoom out a little bit. There's the in point and the out point. But look at down over here. We have a little center section. That center section is telling us the center of the text on the in and out points. So if I grab that and drag it a little bit one way or the other, it moves the center point of the text. So if we need to move our text anywhere we want on the shape, we can grab these handles up here, the ins and outs, or we can move the center point. Also, if we grab the center point, it moves the text in or out of the path. So if I want the text to be inside the path, I click on that little endpoint and drag it into the center. See that I'm doing here? Drag it into the center. And now the text becomes inside the path. If I take that center point and drag it outside, it puts it outside the path. This is a great little feature. Remember I just showed you also that if we went up underneath Object and go to Text Frame Options, we have the stuff that's going on here. We can change all that to align it so that everything goes on the text path. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not doing that part. I got ahead of myself. Oh, soccer game tomorrow, 7 o'clock, Norwich. Sorry about that. So let's take a look, and if we go underneath type, and we want to go to type on a path and options. I'm sorry, type on a path. We can also, now look at here, the checkbox is clicked for preview. If I flip it, it automatically does it here also. We can use that little cursor in the middle, or we can do this. We also can say, oh, I want the text aligned to the baseline, to the center, to the to the descenders of the text. The descenders, a little typography, the bottom of the Y and the P, anything that hangs below a G, ascender, so that would be anything above. So we can change all this. Bottom, top, center, okay? Spacing. There's all kinds of effects too. Right now, by default, when you put text on a path, it's on a rainbow. We can do skewed text so that as it goes around, it will stay straight up and down. We can do 3D ribbon. We can do stair step, gravity, all kinds of things. But the best and the most useful one is rainbow, and that keeps it around the path like so. So this is real simple, real easy. We can put whatever text we want on here. We can move it around. And if I want, I can just double click on the text. Oh, look at that. See, big mistake there. If I double click on the text, and if I triple click, it'll highlight the thing. I can change the font. I can change the size. And then again, I can go back in there, move these around. I can move the center point wherever the center point is. And that's how we do text on a path. Text on a path is really cool. We can put on anything that's a path, whether we make it with the pencil tool, the pen tool, circle, square. Really useful. Does a lot of great stuff.